Most dog owners think that male and female dogs are basically the same, apart from the obvious physical differences. But the truth is, if you take a closer look, the differences are shocking. Male dogs are more likely to roam, bite, and even live shorter lives, while females can be more independent, protective, and face their own unique health risks. These differences aren't just small quirks. They can completely change how you train, care for, and even understand your dog. In this video, we're going to uncover the surprising truths about male and female dogs that most owners don't know. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see your own dog in a completely new way. Welcome to Pet Pulse, your go-to channel for everything about our furry friends. If you love learning about your pup's emotions, behavior, and health, then hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. Let's jump into the video. Size differences. Male dogs are generally bigger than female dogs. But did you know that in some breeds, male dogs can be twice the size of their female counterparts? Take the Labrador Retriever, for example. A male can weigh up to 80 pounds, while a female might only reach 60 pounds. That's a huge difference, right? Male dogs often have larger paws, broader chests, and a more muscular build. It's like they've been hitting the gym, constantly working on their strength. They're the heavyweights of the dog world. Female dogs, on the other hand, are leaner and more agile. They're like the ninjas of the canine kingdom, quicker, stealthier, and more graceful on their feet. This makes them better at fast movements and agility. So, what does this mean for your dog? Well, if you've ever looked at your dog and thought, wow, they're massive, or why is my dog so quick and nimble? Now you know the science behind it. It's all in the genes and hormones, and it's just one of the many ways male and female dogs differ. If you didn't know, male dogs could be twice the size of females in some breeds. Hit that like button. Let's see how many dog lovers are surprised by this fun fact. Personality and temperament. Male dogs are often stereotyped as more aggressive, especially when it comes to interactions with other male dogs. And while this is sometimes true, it's not always the case. Male dogs, especially unneutered ones, can have a bit of a territorial streak. It's that extra testosterone talking. They can be a bit more dominant, trying to assert themselves in social situations, which can sometimes lead to aggressive behaviors. But here's the surprising part. Not all male dogs are aggressive. Many male dogs are big softies, and they can be affectionate, loyal, and incredibly playful. Some of them are even the biggest cuddle bugs you'll ever meet. It really depends on the individual dog and their upbringing. Socialization plays a huge role in shaping their personalities. So if you've raised a male dog with a lot of love and attention, you might have a total snuggle champion on your hands. On the flip side, female dogs are often thought to be sweeter and more nurturing. While this can be true, it's important to note that female dogs tend to be a bit more independent. They're not as needy as their male counterparts, which can make them seem a little more aloof. Female dogs can be very protective of their family, often taking on the role of the guardian of the pack. But don't be fooled. They can also be incredibly affectionate, and some female dogs are the life of the party, always up for a game of fetch or a good cuddle. So, whether you have a playful, affectionate male dog or an independent, protective female dog, it's clear that personality really varies. Have you noticed any differences in your dog's personality compared to others? Share your thoughts in the comments. Health differences. Just like humans, male and female dogs can face different health challenges as they age, and understanding these differences can help you provide better care for your dog. For male dogs, one of the most common health issues is related to the prostate. Much like in humans, male dogs can suffer from an enlarged prostate as they get older. This can lead to discomfort and, in some cases, urinary problems. But here's the thing. Neutering your dog can greatly reduce the risk of prostate issues. Neutering also lowers the chances of testicular cancer, which is another health concern for unneutered male dogs. So, if you haven't had your male dog neutered yet, it's something to seriously consider to help him live a longer, healthier life. On the other hand, female dogs have their own set of health concerns. One of the biggest risks for unspayed female dogs is the development of mammary tumors, which can either be benign or cancerous. Spaying your female dog not only prevents these tumors, but also eliminates the risk of pyometra, a life-threatening infection of the uterus. This infection can be extremely dangerous and often occurs in older, unspayed females. Regular vet checkups, a balanced diet, and keeping an eye out for any unusual symptoms are key to keeping both male and female dogs healthy. If you found it helpful to learn about the health differences between male and female dogs, make sure to like the video. Training differences. You might think there's not much of a difference between training male and female dogs, but you'd be surprised. Male dogs, with all that testosterone running through their veins, can be a bit more stubborn and independent. They might get distracted more easily, especially when there are other dogs or interesting smells around. It's like they're always on a mission to explore, and sometimes that makes focusing on training a little tricky. But don't worry, this doesn't mean they can't be trained. In fact, male dogs often thrive in training environments where they're challenged. Their independence and eagerness to please can make them work hard to overcome obstacles. If you have a male dog, you might have to be a little more patient with distractions. But once you find what motivates him, you'll see great progress. Female dogs, on the other hand, are often more focused and eager to please. They tend to be quicker to pick up on new commands and can be more attentive during training sessions. Their calm demeanor makes training sessions smoother, and they're usually less distracted by the world around them. If you have a female dog, you might notice she's more responsive to training and more likely to follow commands on the first try. But here's the catch. This doesn't mean male dogs can't be trained just as well. It's all about how you approach it. With a little patience, consistency, and the right rewards, both male and female dogs can be trained to be the perfect companions. Do you have a male or female dog that's tough to train? Share your tips and tricks in the comments. Let's help each other. Social behavior at dog parks. We've all watched the sniffing, the playful barks, and the occasional territorial scuffles. But did you know that male and female dogs approach social situations in very different ways? Male dogs, with their instinct to establish dominance, tend to engage in more roughhousing and play fighting. It's in their nature to figure out where they stand in the pack hierarchy. Whether they're playing with other dogs or challenging another male for attention, it's all about asserting themselves. It's almost like a game of who's the boss. But it's not all about aggression, it's just part of their natural behavior to test boundaries and establish their place in the social structure. Female dogs, on the other hand, can be more selective about their playmates. They might not want to get into rough and tumble games with every dog they meet. They have a more cautious approach to social interactions and are more likely to put a rude or overly enthusiastic dog in its place. If they feel threatened or uncomfortable, they'll let another dog know with a firm stance or a well-timed growl. It's like they've mastered the art of saying, "I'm not in the mood for this." But of course, every dog is unique. Some female dogs are social butterflies, always excited to meet new dogs, while some male dogs prefer to take it easy. The way your dog interacts with others will depend on their personality, breed, and how they were socialized. Does your dog love to play rough at the dog park or prefer to keep things chill? Tell us about your dog's social behavior in the comments below. Paternal instincts. When we think of parenting in the animal world, we often imagine the mother nurturing and protecting her young. And when it comes to dogs, this idea holds true. But it doesn't apply to males the same way it does to females. Female dogs are naturally more protective and nurturing. It's in their instincts to care for their puppies, feed them, and keep them safe. The bond between a mother dog and her puppies is incredibly strong, and you'll often see the female being the one to guard the litter, making sure they're warm and well fed. Male dogs, however, don't share these same paternal instincts. In fact, most male dogs show little to no interest in raising or taking care of puppies. While they may be protective over the family or territory, they're typically not involved in the rearing of their young. This is in stark contrast to their wild relatives. Take the gray wolf, for example. Male wolves are known for their devotion to their mate and pups, often bringing food and helping protect the pack. But in the world of domestic dogs, males usually prefer to stay out of the parenting role. So, if you're wondering why your male dog might not show much interest in puppies, now you know. It's just not in their nature. But don't get discouraged. That doesn't mean male dogs can't be loving and protective in their own way. Many males are incredibly loyal and affectionate towards their human family members, just not as much when it comes to parenting their pups. If you didn't know, male dogs typically aren't as involved in raising puppies. Hit that like button. It's surprising, right? Energy and exercise needs. Now, let's get into a topic that's super important for any dog owner. That is exercise. We all know dogs need a lot of energy, but did you know that male and female dogs can have different exercise needs based on their size, build, and personality? Male dogs, especially the larger breeds, often have more muscle mass and energy to burn. They thrive on more intense workouts. If you've got a male dog, you might find that he needs longer, more vigorous walks or runs to stay happy and healthy. Think about breeds like the German Shepherd or Golden Retriever. These dogs are big and muscular, and they love to keep moving. Activities like fetch, agility training, or even just a solid hike through the woods are great ways to keep them physically and mentally stimulated. On the other hand, female dogs tend to be a bit more laid back when it comes to exercise. They still need their daily exercise, but it might not need to be as intense. Female dogs can be happy with a shorter walk or a more relaxed game of tug of war. Their leaner build and often more reserved nature mean they don't need quite as much physical exertion to keep them content. Of course, this varies from dog to dog, and breed plays a big part in it too. For example, a male border collie might require a full workout session to tire out his active mind and body, while a female dachshund could be happy with a shorter stroll around the block. So, what about your dog? Do they have boundless energy, or are they more content with a casual walk? Drop a comment below and let us know how much exercise your dog needs to stay happy and healthy. Grooming and coat maintenance. Whether it's brushing, bathing, or shedding, dogs can be a lot of work when it comes to maintaining their coat. But did you know that male and female dogs might have different grooming needs? Male dogs, especially those with thicker or double coats, tend to shed more and require more frequent grooming. Their thicker fur means more tangles, mats, and hair that gets all over your furniture and clothes. If you have a male dog with a dense coat, think breeds like the Siberian Husky or the Alaskan Malamute. You know grooming is a regular task. Regular brushing is essential to keep their fur looking nice and to prevent mats from forming. You'll also want to bathe them regularly to keep their coat clean and healthy. Female dogs, on the other hand, tend to have a slightly lower maintenance coat, especially if they've been spayed. Spaying can sometimes affect the texture of their coat, making it less prone to matting and tangling. However, that doesn't mean they don't need attention. Female dogs still need regular brushing, especially during shedding season. Breeds like the Beagle or the Boxer may not shed as much, but a quick brush every week or so will help keep their coat healthy and shiny. So there you have it, the shocking differences between male and female dogs. From their size and personalities to their health and grooming needs, It's clear that these two genders have more than a few surprising traits that set them apart. But no matter whether you have a male or a female dog, one thing is for sure. They are all amazing companions with their own unique personalities. Do you have a male dog, a female dog, or maybe both? What differences have you noticed in their behavior? Share your experiences in the comments below. If you learned something new today, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos about keeping your pup happy, healthy, and loved. Check out this video for more amazing dog facts, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.